Do you ever feel like you're doing everything right in your meditation practice, but still something is missing? You're showing up for the meditation, you're breathing, following your favorite app's meditation guidance, and yet the joy, the peace, the liberation you are craving, it doesn't seem to happen. Now, two things are happening here. Number one, the real change takes time. And I know many of the modern apps or social media marketing narrative teaches you that it can all happen in 1 week. In 7 days, you can change your entire system. In real life, it doesn't go that way. And second tragedy that happens with meditation, there are two narratives. One narrative says meditation is only for the monks in the Himalayas. You got to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning and meditate for 3 hours and have a very strict diet, strict disciplined lifestyle, and only then you can access the secrets of consciousness. And the other narrative is meditation is casual, easy, you can do it anytime, anywhere. Now, both narratives are extreme narratives. And you cannot access your true power in meditation if you try to follow both of these narratives. The truth lives somewhere in the middle. And this video is all about that. In the next few minutes, I'll share 3 key reminders for you to deepen your meditation and help you understand how the modern apps are not serving you or your spiritual journey in the best way and how to overcome it while still using the meditation apps that you're using. So let's begin from reminder one. Modern meditation apps are giving you a false sense of progress. I don't mean to discourage you, but my point here is just like every app in the world, the meditation apps are also designed to keep you stuck, to keep you in the loop, to keep you coming back to use it. Because how else they'll make money? If you only use the app, for 2 months and then leave, that's not a good business model. If you only use the app once a month, not a good business model. It's like those dating apps where you rarely find love or companionship, but you get addicted to the high, the validation that you get from others. The modern meditation apps gives you a buffet, a menu of different meditation practices, and you start to enjoy them because it's comforting, convenient, and yet the transformation you seek will not happen. That's the harsh truth. Now, I'm not trying to judge, troll, or hate these meditation apps. The beautiful truth is, many of these meditation apps have also kickstarted, motivated, and inspired many, many people to meditate. Many of these people would not have meditated in a traditional setting. So, definitely, the meditation apps have reduced the resistance between a seeker and the meditation practice. Many people have opened their heart, to the idea of meditation. 15 years ago, when I started doing this work professionally full time, I noticed many people were resistant to the idea of meditation, and I needed to convince them. And many times I've shared that out of frustration that I do not convince people. I'm not in the business of convincing people to meditate. If you are convinced, come to me, I'll help you to experience the peak of consciousness, but I'm not in the business of convincing you. Now, these apps have done fantastic job of bringing scientific data, understanding human psychology, and creating bite-sized pieces of meditation. Now, what to do? Should you be uninstalling these apps and stop using them, or just have a different app to download, or am I selling you a new app? No. The solution is, if you have never meditated, if it's your first time, use the apps. They will build a good habit. They'll kickstart a new practice. However, if you have been meditating for a few months, 6 months or so, I would love for you to step up your game. I would love for you to start experimenting with a mix-up of meditation, maybe 3 days of guided meditation from an app and 4 days unguided meditation. Challenge yourself, move the needle, and understand how your mind reacts when you're not depending on an outside app. That would help. If you have been meditating for a year or so, I would recommend investing in a mentor, personal guidance, so that you understand why I started to meditate. Because the truth is, meditation beyond a point needs a much deeper work, which we will cover in the next point. But for now, in this particular point with the false progress, give yourself kindness, compassion, patience, because this work needs your compassion. This work needs your patience. Do not believe in the narrative that in 7 days everything will change. Meditation is not about a 10-minute perfect session. Meditation is a lifelong discovery. It's a process. Each day you reveal something new about yourself. Each day you get to know the inner muse, inner child in a closer way, in a more vulnerable way. Do not do this injustice to your inner child. And I'm noticing I'm hitting my mic too much, getting excited. I hope this point makes sense to you. And now we'll cover reminder 2. Meditation makes you more of what you are inherently. But without the proper guidance, you may become even more confused and complicate this path for yourself. Energy follows patterns. And if there is no guidance, you may end up unintentionally amplifying the things that you are trying to heal. Now, I want to explain this through a story, through a personal experience that I witnessed many years ago. So, this is a story of 3 siblings who would use apps, attend community gatherings of meditation, prayer services of their religion and everything. One day I was teaching meditation in a group setting. They showed up, and wonderful people, 2 brothers, 1 sister. After the meditation, the sister comes to me to say hi, and she said, I want you to talk to my brothers because I don't think they are meditating properly. And I laughed and I was like, why do you say so? They seem like, quite participative. She said, no, they attend all the meditation sessions with me. They have been pretty consistent, but I feel they're doing something wrong. I was like, why do you say so? She said, every time after they finish meditation, we end up having arguments, heated arguments. And on the way home, we fight in the car. And if someone meditates, they shouldn't be fighting. What do you think? Now, on the surface level, this feels correct, that if you are meditating, why would you get angry? But here's the thing. If you are meditating properly, meditation will bring up the suppressed anger in you. It will bring up everything that has been suppressed for ages or even for lifetimes in your family or lineage. The moment I heard this from their sister, I said, has there been something major, tragedy or grief incident happened in the past few years or even in the childhood? She said something big happened a few years ago. Our father passed away, and it was shocking, unexpected, surprising, because, he was fine, and one day he was gone. And it shook all of us. And that's the reason why we started to attend the, community meditations and try to understand life a little better. And I said, this is your answer. Your brothers, they have not been able to process that anger, that grief. So every time they meditate, that uneasiness opens up. And this is particularly very challenging for men. I'll speak about women, but for men, they are trained to live with one-dimensional, emotion. That is anger, aggression. They are not nurtured, trained, raised to experience the all seasons of life. They're not encouraged to ever embrace the vulnerability. So when they start to meditate, most men experience an uneasy energy within. I have watched men meditating who can't close their eyes. I've watched men meditating who feel it's extremely challenging for them to express their emotion as they meditate. But if you meditate, and you will be doing such a great service to the man in you, because it opens up the most beautiful, gentle, powerful qualities of the masculine in you. And for women, something else happens. So many women I work with, they join the meditation coaching programs or group programs with me with the hope that they'll find peace, joy, strengthening the spiritual practice, right? All the good stuff. But as they start to meditate, something else starts to happen. They feel a strong urge to be more playful, to explore their sensuality, to explore what it means to be a feminine. Now, that wasn't part of the package, but why they are feeling this. And that's because for ages, for centuries, women have been denied the access to their own sensuality. They have been denied the access to their own creative, playful, childlike energy. And imagine when you start to meditate, you are meeting yourself and you are seeing yourself. And in that moment, the muse in you, the child in you, it wants to experience the most fundamental aspect of your feminine energy. And this is why meditation turns out to be a game changer for your sexual, spiritual, and emotional freedom. This is also why many cultures or even religions do not do a good job of encouraging meditation, because it starts to dismantle entire structure of control and rigidity that they have been imposing on men and women, for centuries. And again, if this is your first time meditating, an app can actually help you feel safe in this practice. It can help you feel safe with the breathing within. But if you are, ambitious or willing to go deeper, then get a tailored, personalized meditation guidance or a meditation for yourself, because otherwise it's going to be a bit challenging to be on this lonely show. It's like, playing a musical instrument, but if it's not adjusted to your specific frequency, you might be playing a random music. If you want to sing your song, put your poetry out there, you need a very specific frequency for you to work with. Now that we are speaking about setting your frequency to a specific vibration, I want to mention something that I feel pretty strong about. The word guru gets a bad repute in the modern spiritual narrative. In fact, there's a popular documentary on Netflix called I Am Not Your Guru by Tony Robbins. And I feel uh, each year this word gets a bit more uneasy energy. I want to clear the air on that. Guru means someone who can help you witness your darkness and help you see the light, someone who can help you make sense of the darkness so that you can witness and expand your light. What a beautiful meaning. And now imagine, keep the guru on the side, but imagine yourself as a 4-year-old baby. You were not writing, speaking, or doing the jobs you are doing now, but someone trained you, coached you, mentored you, right, to do the jobs you are doing. In my journey, I have had coaches and mentors for my business, for my writing, for the creative work. Everyone I know out there who has attained a certain level of success, they have always had coaches and mentors for years, and they are paying thousands of dollars every month to have that access. And it's simply because a coach, a mentor can help you polish the skill that you already have. Now, Guru does the same thing, but even more powerful way. If I didn't have my guru, I would not be doing this job, because when I was obsessed with making big in the finance industry, it was my guru who told me you would be so good with spiritual work, writing, and words, and you got to put yourself out there. And I didn't even know how to speak English properly. I didn't even know how to write in English properly, like, articles and everything. And I laughed, thinking that he's just he's just saying it because I'm his son and he's just being nice. That's all. But I also trusted his voice. I trusted the seriousness, the firmness in his voice. And I was like, all right, I love writing. I don't know how to write in English, and but I love writing. But I'll if he's feeling this so strongly, I should give it a shot. And I'm glad I gave it a shot, because that was a turning point in my journey. Even till this date, he would guide me on specific things. They are not the daily, wisdom nuggets that you might imagine, but they are very interesting, unexpected, wisdom waves that come from him, and that ends up changing the way I think about my strength, about my journey completely. Now, my point is, if you want to open your heart to new possibilities and unleash your skills, your strength, deepen your journey. Do not block yourself from getting guidance. I used the example of guru because that's very close to me, and I don't enjoy when guru gets a bad repute out there. But for you, whatever works, a mentor, a coach, a teacher, a therapist, open your heart. That's the message. Open your heart to new possibilities. Otherwise, life is going to pass by, and you know it's not going to wait for your decision making, and no one is going to come to save you. You simply have to save yourself from the drama, the noise that lives here. And a spiritual practice, meditation, that's for me, that's the best way out. I hope that makes sense. Reminder 3: you might be obsessed with techniques and phrases and affirmations, but if you are ignoring the energy levels you carry within, you are not serving anyone in this process, and you're not opening up for the transformation. I want to share a very personal story, to explain this point. As you can tell, for someone who moved from India to New York after high school, I didn't have the confidence to speak. I avoided speaking class till last semester. They wouldn't give me my graduation degree because they said we've taken all the classes, but the speech class. Take the class and then we'll give you the certificate because that is a mandatory class you should have taken in the freshman year. So my point is, I never felt confident in speaking, in writing, and that was a big deal for me. And it stayed a big deal for a very long time. After I started teaching professionally, it felt great to be able to teach, to be able to guide. And one day, my article appeared published in a big magazine. It had my picture on it and a 3 to 4 page article. I loved it, felt so flattered, so good. My ego was at its peak. I remember taking the magazine to show it to my teacher because now the magazine has given me validation. Now I need the next validation. That's from my teacher. I show him the article. He likes it. He gives me a pat on the back and he's like, yeah, nice. I love it. But I also saw a concerning grin on his face. I didn't know what it was all about. I thought maybe he's thinking something, maybe he's stressed out about something. Um, so I ignored it. But I knew it has to do something with this article. Next day, very casually, and that's just his way, very casually, he tells me, um, Chandresh, I loved your article in the magazine, and I know you worked hard for it. I know it matters to you. But I want to share something about uh, two kind of teachers in the world. There is one kind of teacher. They are master of words. They are poets. They know how to hypnotize an audience. They can speak, write, on books, on online platforms, and they can really create a very seductive, hypnotic, energy in the room. And that's beautiful. However, these kind of teachers, they have no experience of consciousness. They have no experience of a deeper meditation, but they're good with words. So they do become best-selling authors, speakers, poets, and whatnot. But they are, they don't have any experience of the divine. They don't have a relationship with the divine. There's nothing wrong with it, but that's just one kind of teachers that exist in the world. And then there's another kind of teacher. Other kind is the kind who has a deep relationship with the divine. Think of Ramakrishna Paramhansa, um, Buddha. These kind of teachers have a deep, amazing, vulnerable, personal relationship with the divine, and they can change one's destiny through their spiritual guidance, through the work they teach. However, they are not good with words. They're not talkers. They are not writers. Many of them are introverts and they never come out. They stay aloof, they stay in solitude, and world rarely gets to see their light because they were just not good writers. They were, they just didn't want to be out, or they couldn't be out. And he said, call it my ambition, my selfishness, my greed, my expectation. But would love for you to be a third kind of teacher, someone who's good with the words, but also someone who has a relationship with the divine. I hope The glossiness of the marketing, the glossiness of this capitalistic world doesn't make you a teacher who's only good with words, and you end up having no relationship with the divine. When he said that, I still remember feeling uneasy because I remember feeling so obsessed with getting the validation from the publications. The reason that I have not forgotten this story even after at least 12 years or so is because it reminds me to have a raw relationship with the divine consciousness. And that's the message for you, my friend. My point is, many of you may overthink how to phrase the meditation perfectly, how to follow a technique perfectly. But the truth is, universe doesn't care about how you speak or express those words or prayers, because your prayer is your feeling. Your transformation, enlightenment, or awakening will not happen through the head. It will happen through the heart. The more you open your heart, the more you open this canvas that exists on the heart center, the more transformation will occur. That is the plain truth. In the ancient Tantra traditions, they say that Devi consciousness, the divine feminine consciousness, lives on the heart. It's called the Anhat Chakra, the boundless, the limitless, the one that helps you transcend the limiting narrow lanes of mind. And this lane can be transcended when you are ready to open, when you're ready to go beyond the learned spirituality, the textbook spirituality, to a practical experience based spirituality. What it means for your meditation, it means do what it takes to bring the inner child out. Do what it takes to get the vulnerability out. If you know the perfect mantra, but there's no feeling here, the mantra will not do anything. Uh, a good example is, let's say you're going on a date and you have a good positive feeling about this person, but if your past experiences have been terrible, manipulative, exhausting, depleting, then your mind will start to play the games, and the mind may convince you that you are not worthy of this love. Now, here's the thing: you can create an affirmation, a perfect affirmation, a perfect script in the mind. But if you deeply believe that I'm not worthy of love, or I may not be liked, or may not be attractive to this person, you will end up sabotaging, your own perfect date plan. This happens in business meetings, this happens in creative meetings, it happens all the time. When inherently deep down you don't believe that I deserve more money, I deserve more success, then it doesn't matter what plans you have, you end up sabotaging it. Now, ancient masters understood this human challenge, and this is why they created mantras. Mantra is a frequency, it's a sound, it's a vibration. And this is why chanting of a particular mantra can shift the frequency. Chanting of a particular mantra can help you reset the energy. There's a book called Levels of Energy. The first name of author is Frederick. I'm not saying I know him by first name, but I remember the first name, Frederick. That's a first name. And Levels of Energy. He talks about knowing the levels of energy and how to change the levels of energy. And I can assure you, mantras help to change the level of energy. And energy is how you speak to universe. Energy is how you receive from universe. So do not overthink or over worry about how you're phrasing it, but focus on how you're receiving it. If the Anhat chakra, the heart center, is closed and blocked, you won't go anywhere. And that's the harsh truth. Now, two things before we wrap up. Number one, I want to share the OG meditation practice from Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, the science of going beyond consciousness. And this video will end with that meditation. But before we go there, I also want to let you know I am now offering cosmic downloads publicly. I have been creating these cosmic downloads for my private clients for years and years. And now, first time, it's out in the public. Cosmic Download is your personalized meditation and dharma talk created only for you. You will receive one of its kind meditation and dharma talk created for you based on your challenges, your goals, your vision, your traumas, where you need the healing. And in the cosmic download, you do nothing but receive everything. The link is in the description below, and you also get a discount code limited for a limited time. I hope to create one for you. And now, relax, receive the guided meditation from Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, the science of going beyond consciousness. Thank you for listening, and now get into this meditation for just 2 minutes. Close your eyes. Notice your breath. As you inhale, notice the stillness that exists just before the exhale. And as you exhale, notice the stillness that exists just before the next inhale. This is the space where the mind doesn't exist, where the eternal silence resides, where the goddesses come to play with you. It's in these moments you can access a deeper dimension of yourself, beyond the noise of mind.